been a great pleasure to hear the orchestra in your home city.
Thank you.
And we're very excited about bringing you to Washington, D.C. Can you tell us a little bit about your 50th anniversary tour?
Right. Frankly, Taipei Symphony Orchestra will go abroad to have a tour every year because we are the finest orchestra representing the Taipei culture. And every year we go to different cities. And this year, basically we go to Atlanta for the Taipei Atlanta 40th anniversary sister city. But before that, we would love to bring more music to the Washington, D.C. And this is the first time we have a debut in D.C. and we are all very excited.
Yeah, well, and the program is quite wonderful. You're bringing a work by a composer based in Taiwan, as well as two solo musicians. Can you say a little bit about the choices of the program?
Yes, we will start the program with the BERNSTEIN and Candide Overture, and the Taiwanese composer Jahja Ling, he wrote Double Concerto for violin, cello, and orchestra, and both soloists from Taiwan base. Violinist Huang and the cellist Felix Fan. And also the second half of the program is our beloved BRAHMS Symphony No. 1. And you can see the combination for the composition. American composer, Taiwanese composer, and the European composer.
Yes.
I would think that also represent the multicultural aspect from Taiwan, because Taiwan, we have different culture into Taiwan for the past decades.
Yes, and there are so many fine not only composers but performers who were trained here and in the U.S. and traveled back and forth. Huang is someone that we love having.
Yes,
and
definitely.
He considers this orchestra one of his most important supporters early in his career.
Right. When he was very young, he won the first prize in our orchestra competition. I think that's where he started.
Yes. Yeah, no, he said that this was a very sentimental tour for that reason. Another question that I had for you, which didn't occur to me until I saw the orchestra rehearse this morning, there's a very high proportion of women in your orchestra, which is very unusual. It's not the case in the United States, and it's quite a young orchestra.
Yes.
Can you give me a little insight?
Well, it's quite interesting also because in Taiwan, I think the reason is because we are governmental orchestra. There are totally two governmental orchestras in Taiwan, the Taiwan Symphony and the Taipei Symphony Orchestra. And you know, governmental employee is very good for the job.
Yes.
And the female musicians, they would like to a very stable area for their job career. So I think that's the reason, maybe, probably,
Yeah. No, and they play very well, and it was really wonderful to see women in the principal roles. The orchestra just played the Shostakovich 15th Symphony, and which is very exposed, and the principal players in the sections kept seeing women popping up long before we saw the men stepping up. So it was just it was a very startling thing, because in America it would be quite the opposite.
Right, probably.
In our experience.
Okay.
So the Double Concerto is it was a pretty bold choice. I was very excited when I saw that the orchestra had selected it, especially with these two artists who are well known to American audiences. Is there a long history of commitment by the orchestra to living composers?
Yes, because as I said before, we are a governmental orchestra. One of our mission is to have a Taiwanese composition. So basically, we will commission Taiwanese composers to have their composition every year. For example, this year we have already 4 compositions from Taiwanese composers. That is one of our missions.
Yes, that's extraordinary legacy to have created all of those new works and to play them well.
I think that can also bring up the Taipei cultural aspect to the world, because when we go abroad to perform, audience always like to hear something from your home country.
Yes.
I think that's very important, because the orchestra is found by the European culture. However, when we establish in different culture like Taiwan, and we have to develop our own characteristic.
Yes. It's absolutely agree. It's important, and that was really a feature
Yes. And by the way, our conductor this time is the Maestro Jahja Ling, and he is a very renowned conductor in the state.
Yes.
And also he was a National Symphony. He was the music director in the National Symphony Orchestra in Taiwan in the past 20 years.
So this is really a community of musicians that he knows and loves and has relationships with. What do you think the musicians are most excited about the tour?
Well, I think they're excited for the debut in DC.
Yes.
And especially represented by the Washington Performing Arts Center. And that's the first time we play in DC and in very good venue in Strathmore. I think we'll do well and we'll do our best to do the good job.
Well, thank you. We can't wait to see you in a few weeks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.